What should I pack for Hajj or Umrah? This is a question of logistics. It is a question of being prepared for your journey. And perhaps this is a question that we don't focus enough on. The actual rituals of Umrah and Hajj are not that difficult. If you have a good book and you go through those rituals, or you have a group with a guide, it's not that difficult to perform. But being conscious of what you take with you is very, very important. First and foremost is the Ihram. All right? If you're a woman, then any item of clothing you're wearing, so long as it covers your awrah as per the Sharia, this will serve as your Ihram. But for the men, they need to have two garments. The upper garment, which is called the rida, and the lower garment, which is called the izar. And they look like two pieces of towel. We all know what they look like. It is important to make sure that you have one set of ihram on your person before you're going to Umrah. Do not leave it in your main luggage that you're going to check in. Keep it in your hand luggage or wear it before you go to the airport. Sometimes what I will do when I'm going on the trip, I'll wear the lower garment, then I'll wear a thobe on top, and then I'll have the upper garment in my hand luggage. So when I'm on the airplane, before we cross the miqat, I will then take my thobe off and then I'll put the upper garment on. Now, since we're talking about the ihram, we also need to talk about sandals. It's very, very important that you pack some sandals for yourself. You can wear them before you get to the airport, or keep them on your person in your hand luggage so you can wear them on the airplane before you cross the miqat point. Remember, the sandals should not cover the upper portion of your foot, which is called the metatarsal. That should be exposed, so preferably wearing flip-flops. Some of the scholars say so long as the ankles are being exposed, you could wear something like sliders that cover the top part, or at least a portion of the top part. There is a subtle difference of opinion there, but to be on the safe side, if one were to wear flip-flops, then that would cover that particular area or situation. So please make sure you do keep sandals. You have packed your ihram. If you are on medication, right, that I would say on the priority list, that's the next one. Make sure you keep your medication. If it's diabetics, if you're diabetic, for example, or if you have a certain medication that you need to regularly take, please keep your medication. You don't want to arrive in Saudi and realize you've left your medication, despite the fact there are many pharmacies. We call this saydaliya in Arabic. Many pharmacies there that do provide a lot of medication, but one should not risk that. So that's your medication done. Other than that, make sure you pack as you would for any standard journey. Your toiletries, right? Your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your deodorant and atar, despite the fact that you're not going to be wearing that in the state of ihram. But once you exit the state of ihram, it is rewardable then to put on atar. Remember, the Prophet ﷺ said, there is no extravagance in perfume. Buy as much perfume as you like, no matter how expensive it is. Wear perfume, so keep some perfume on your person. Do keep in mind that a lot of these things can be purchased in Saudi, which then brings us to the discussion of money. Make sure you have money. Make sure you have some cash if you're going. Always keep some cash on your person, and perhaps have a card that gives you a good exchange rate. There are a lot of cards nowadays, online banks that you can apply for, that will give you a very, very good rate. So perhaps have some money on a card, have some money on your person. So when you go there, in terms of buying food or buying any gifts that you want, or anything that you need for yourself or your family, you can purchase. So make sure you do pack your money. Other essentials obviously include making sure you've got your passport in order, making sure you've got your visa in order. Do keep that in mind. When you're leaving your house, make sure you check your passport, make sure you check your money, keep it on your person, keep it in a bag that is close and safe to you. And for this reason, buying the right type of bag is very important. So perhaps like a waist bag or a shoulder bag that is secure and tight on your person, in which you keep your money, in which you keep your passport. You can buy the Hajj safe bags. The strings of the Hajj safe bag have a metal string inside it, so nobody can cut it off. If you wish, you can purchase that, or you can buy a shoulder bag with double straps that will keep your bag strapped closely to your body. You can buy money bags that you can wear under your ihram. Remember, wearing a belt, wearing a waist bag or a shoulder bag will not nullify your ihram in any way, shape or form. So make sure you do have a safe bag, a bag or two, in which you can keep your money, in which you can keep your passport and any other essential items you need. You also want to make sure that you take with you a phone, an unlocked phone, so that you can purchase a SIM card from there. The SIM cards are relatively cheap. You get very good deals from a number of the companies that you have in Saudi. Make sure the phone is unlocked, obviously. Perhaps go for a simple unlocked phone if your phone isn't unlocked. Otherwise, speak to your network provider. Usually the network providers can unlock your phone, but try to do that in advance, at least a month or two in advance, so there are no issues. Or if you need to wait, by the time you get to Saudi, your phone is unlocked and you can put a SIM card. Make sure you save that number. Make sure you share it with your group leader, or you share it with your family members who need that number. One money saving tip is don't call abroad. Get people to call you, or get good data, and you could call over some of the apps that you have on on smartphones, and you can use those apps to communicate with your family members. These are but some essential items that I have mentioned. Saudi is brimming with trade, so there's no doubt anything that you've left behind you can buy, but you don't want to spend money unnecessarily. So make sure you have gone through your checklist. Please do listen to the advice of your group leaders. Do go to the seminars that they provide, and any other seminar that you can get your hand on. Read the books. Be prepared for your Umrah as much as you can. That includes, bringing the right amount of clothing with you, right? Many hotels will allow you to wash the clothing. You have dry cleaners, relatively cheap over there. So if you do need to have your clothes washed or your ihram washed, you can have that washed. But do keep a spare piece of ihram with you at all times. Finally, there's so much to be said about logistics, right? But I will end with this. Don't forget to prepare yourself spiritually, right? We always will think about what we need to do practically, and sometimes even that's not enough. But often we forget to prepare spiritually. That means being concerned with regards to your intentions of performing the pilgrimage. That means being concerned with regards to you exerting as much energy and effort as you can for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, to gain that close proximity with Allah Ta'ala. Remember, for a lot of people, for a lot of you, this could be the only time you get to perform Umrah or Hajj. Make the most of it. Be patient. Persevere. Persevere. Don't get upset. Somebody might say something. You might get pushed. Don't get upset. Be patient. Persevere. Prepare that in advance. Just as you should prepare your physical health in advance. I would argue that one should walk every day for 3 months before Hajj. Even if you're fit, you might not have the stamina to walk as much as you need to in Hajj. So physically be prepared, but also spiritually be prepared. This is a time to perform as much tahajjud as you can. This is the time to get into a good habit of performing your sunan, your voluntary prayers, doing your adhkar, words of remembrance, reciting Quran, increasing that. And most importantly, prepare your ad'iyah, your supplications and invocations. Sit down and ask yourself, what do I want to ask Allah Ta'ala? What is the most important thing I want from Allah Ta'ala? Most definitely we want His pleasure. Most definitely we want to be saved from the trials and tribulations of this world, the trials and tribulations of the akhirah, the punishment of the grave, the punishment of Jahannam. We want to enter paradise. But then think about that. Sit down with a pen and paper, write down your supplications, your invocations. Write down the du'as of your friends and your family members. Plan your du'as out. So when you're going there, you're performing your tawaf, you're doing your sa'i, and you are raising your hands in the middle of the night during tahajjud, whilst facing the Kaaba, you know what to ask Allah Ta'ala. You'll be surprised how quickly your tongue gets dry. So do prepare both physically and spiritually.
follow us and subscribe now on all things Hajj and Umrah.